It's the Ron and Fez Show. Live on 106.7 WJFK.
That's been stealing like our own Harry Elvis tonight. As he comes back and tells us this house scam his family's doing, as it's known, flipping.
Yeah, we had no idea what was going on. Harry Elvis an hour late for work tonight because he was involved with something, because his name is on a lease that is on a house that his dad owns. Turns out his dad has these homes. He's renovating them. You can only have so many, so he throws Harry's name on one of the leases. And we find out that this is a HUD scam, like Ronnie just said, called flipping.
It's not a scam. I'm fully involved with the entire process of renovating these homes. I'm there from start to finish. I'm there.
Yes, you live with your parents.
No, but
where else are you going to go?
I'm there for, you look over the house with the inspectors, the city inspectors. It's all done officially, and then they tell you what needs to be fixed to bring it up to code. And then I go to Home Depot. I buy all the materials to make sure that we have everything, is done properly and safely.
Did you know, and answer honestly, your name was on the lease of this house, that this house was in your name?
Well, I had to know because, I had to sign for it when we bought the house. And there's nothing illegal about that whatsoever. I'm old enough, I'm of age where I can
But it's
buy
not
them.
your house. It's not your money.
I help
somebody else.
I help my family in the family business, and the family business affords me to be able to buy a house.
There's limits on these things so that one individual can't take advantage of people. That's what your father's doing.
All right, here's Carl. Carl, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Carl. Carl punched out.
Here is Tim. Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey there, guys.
Hey, Tim.
How are you?
Good, buddy. Go ahead.
Good. I'm a mortgage lender from Bel Air, Maryland. I'm actually on in between applications right now. Harry, you actually signed a letter saying that you would not commit loan fraud. Part of that signature is HUD form 92900B. It's asked that you not provide false letters of credit, cash-on-hand statements, gift letters, or sweat equity letters.
It
also says do not falsely certify that the property will be used for your primary residence when you're actually going to use it as a rental property or resale.
No, I didn't.
There's an 800 number to call.
What's that number?
800-347-3735.
3735. And what's that HUD form?
HUD form 92900-B.
-B. Thank you.
-B. And you actually sign that, Harry. I mean, when they're selling it to you, and this is the application. When you go through the application, you've got to read that, and it's don't commit loan fraud. You can it's not $250,000 fine. It's actually $10,000.
There's no.
You can lose the home and go to jail.
There's no loan fraud whatsoever being committed in this.
Loan fraud.
What kind of jail time are we looking at here?
Anywhere from 1 to 10 years, depending on the value of the home.
I think it's 10.
It can also be
finally he'll get laid.
You remember what this house cost?
I don't want to say because it
Write it down.
Might incriminate you.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Tim. Look, Harry's on the ropes now. Harry, if it was true that this wasn't crime, somebody would call in and be on your side. But not one person has done that.
I think people are mixing up the facts. I did, in fact, live there. I was a part of the construction from beginning to end before anyone moved in, and we did not skyrocket any kind of rates.
Carl, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Carl, go ahead.
Hey, I want to ask this guy, how is it that he feels this is not a crime? His father is not he's not the smartest man in the world.
You don't know my father, sir.
A long time ago. That's why HUD came up with this policy. Those homes are for people who can't afford the American dream. They're helping people out.
We are, in fact, doing that.
Country.
Yeah, you're living your Armenian dream.
Idea. He's scamming the system.
That was his wrestling name.
I'm not at all scamming the system. You're
not going to live in that house.
I lived in that house.
Sell it for, they ask you.
You never had your own crib in your life.
Yes, I did.
They ask you to your mom's house every night. You tell us.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to spend the night at someone's house. Why would you live on your own?
You're going to live in the house. You're not living in the house now. You're not going to. Your father's a crook.
No, he's not a crook. We are putting back into the community because we are fixing those houses. Those houses are unlivable when we buy them. They are unlivable. There's code violations, electricity problems.
The program that you want to be involved with is called Habitat to Humanity.
Yeah, that's you. All right, thank you very much.
We bring those things up and make them rentable so people can get affordable housing.
And you make a nice little profit for yourself.
A very small profit.
And as for your father's intelligence that Carl brought up, I once heard about him eating a burrito that Ronnie had already taken a bite out of. So there.
And I know for a fact he sold somebody a blind camel. So don't tell me how great a people you are.
And we don't always make. We do not always make profits. Some of the houses we took.
You're waiting for the profit to come back, aren't you?
Allah.
Here is Steve. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ron and Fez. How you doing, guys? Let's forget this house stuff. Did I hear somebody say that he altered a title for a vehicle?
Yeah.
What did you
Wonderful
do
I
there?
brought that
I
up.
did not alter a title for vehicle.
A name was whited out is what we
not
heard.
on the title. Not on the title. It was a receipt.
Even on a registration, to re-register a car, if you alter any document pertaining to registering a car or changing ownership, even changing a name, it is a federal crime, and it is considered grand theft.
There are no
Grand theft
there
now.
are no government forms involved.
So let's forget all of this, all the house stuff. He can get 5 to 10 just for altering registration papers.
You're going to lose your car and your home.
No,
Then when you're going to live.
I altered.
He's not even going to have a car to live in.
I altered no registration papers whatsoever. It was a receipt for a car that we ended up having to get a new receipt from the person who sold us the car.
Remember this: 3 hots and a cot. In jail, you get it all for free.
All right, thank you very much. Boy, are you running scam after scam.
There are no scams.
Here comes Ray Wagner. Ray, what else is he up to?
I know that you told me that all this work that you're doing, you've told me it's unlicensed contractors that you literally pull off the street. You literally said, and I quote, we get some crazy Dominican guy to knock a wall down, and all of a sudden there's a new bedroom. You've actually said that.
The Dominican guy was crazy, but he was a licensed contractor. All right?
I'm adding this to the
In
list.
the Dominican Republic.
No, he is an official contractor.
You told me your mom just takes in other people, literally people just like from references, no kind of registration or accountability or anything for these houses.
You told me it was Noma. You said Noma came over and worked on your house.
Are there building permits?
There's always building permits. You can't do anything without one.
Like his dad says, this building permits that we make it bigger.
And then
How can you get labor off the street and get a building permit?
There's no labor off the streets. We use licensed contractors. I am involved with everything from the beginning to end, and I wouldn't allow,
You wouldn't allow. You're not allowed to spend the night at someone's house. How many times do I have to cite that along with HUD Form 92900-B?
Which is also going to be his number in jail.
I hope you end up next to Martha Stewart.
I hope Ray Wagner shows up and gives you hash brownies to sell.
No, I'm not going to give you anything. That is only the tip of the iceberg, too. Every day you tell me there's...
I'm going to say something else. I bet his dad gets deported by the time we're done with this.
My dad is a citizen of this country. He's not going to be deported.
How did
He's
he
not
get a
doing anything
citizen?
illegal. He applied for citizenship.
Did he buy it?
No.
Did he white out the name on the license there?
You can't white out
Look
the
at
name.
me. Put those dark little eyes this way and let me know. Did he sneak in this country in the middle of the
No,
night?
he did not sneak in. He worked very hard to get to this country. He did not sneak in here. He's here legally. And that's it. He's not, he didn't cross here illegally.
Isn't he also running a scam on your college where he gets your tuition paid for and then has you applying for student loans?
No. I still have every right to apply for student loans because I cannot afford student housing if I want student housing. There's nothing illegal about it.
What do
you have your own house. Why do you need dormitory money?
That you say you sleep in.
What do you need a dorm for?
I have the right.
It's totally a scam.
I have the right to apply to the government for financial aid if I feel I need it.
To update everybody here, Harry Elvis, he gets his college paid for free, and yet his dad still has him getting money from the government, attempting to pay for that college.
People are under the impression now that we're wealthy, and that's not it. We're not rolling in dough. This is no fantasy.
I'm sure you have every lira you ever made.
There is no kind of like Soprano-esque fantasy.
Is to help when you need it.
No, they're cool.
You already have it paid for. There's nothing you need aid with. That's just a flat-out scam.
I still need to pay for books. I still need, if I want health insurance for the university, I have to pay for that myself. If I want a dorm, it's expensive.
You don't don't have a dorm. You live at home. You're not allowed out past 2 a.m.
And plus,
quit bringing up the dorm.
He needs money. He has to buy term papers, you hustling son of a bitch.
And to be fair, I did have a home, but I sold it today, so now I'm without home. So that's why.
Oh, where's your profit?
Yeah.
It's
Where's
yours,
the
right?
No, you have to pay that. See, here's the thing. People are thinking you still have to pay back the loans for the house. So at the end of the day, it's not a huge sum of money that we're
Where's
walking
any
away
of your
with.
money? Show me
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah. Where's the money you got from the house? Is that in your bank account, or does your dad have it?
No, it will be going into my bank account.
Who has it now?
The checks I left.
Look who's got a roll of ones. Look who's got a roll of ones.
Hey, the original George W.
What are you doing?
Long time no see.
You're wrapping them around quarters? Here's Joe. Joe, you're running Fez.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, guys. This is the original guy that started all this. Fezzy, you want a better number? Here is the Assistant Secretary for HUD, John Weichert, area code 202-708.
708.
1672.
1672.
And a little advice to Harry. Hey, Harry, you should just really quit while you're ahead, because you got to remember something. This broadcast is going into Northern Virginia, the Washington, D.C. area, and HUD is located in Washington, D.C., and I am sure that some of the HUD officials are listening to this broadcast right now. And it wouldn't surprise me by the end of your broadcast tonight, guys, that a HUD official will be calling to get Harry Elvis's official name.
They can call because there's nothing illegal going on whatsoever. It's entirely legal.
So you're daring them?
Exactly what
No,
you guys
I'm not
are doing
daring
with
them.
where you're saying that HUD comes in and they tell you what has to be done, and you have to go to Home Depot to buy it and hire licensed contractors. It's definitely illegal. These homes are put on the market by HUD, like that woman said, okay, that she told about the guys that got busted in Baltimore. I live in Virginia. I remember that. And by the way, Harry, you got a lawyer. Those guys in Baltimore that got busted, they formed a little corporation from a lawyer. The lawyer got busted, too. And by the way, and what you're doing is those homes are put on the market for low-income families.
Here's where you're...
First-time buyers.
Here's where you're wrong, Joe, about what I'm doing. Maybe you're confused, because what we're doing is not buying these houses and taking them away from people. These houses are in unlivable condition.
Exactly.
And we're bringing them up to code.
Like you thought of this. That's why the government makes these kind of deals for people.
That's why there's
You're not doing
limits.
us a favor.
We rent them out to people who otherwise could not afford those
Yes,
homes.
and then you end up getting that money from the government.
That money, we don't get any money from the government.
No, but they do. That's how they end up living in those homes. And these are poor people that the government gives checks to, and they pay you.
No,
that's exactly how this works. Harry.
And the government has HUD so that slumlords don't take over and start taking advantage of these people. That's why there's limits on what one person can own. And when you start doing that, you're taking money from the government.
I think people are confused about what's going on. They're confusing it with a totally different type of scam. And it's not at all any kind of scam that we're doing.
Oh, this is a different kind of scam.
No, it's what I'm saying is people are thinking that we're slumlords, where we're charging people exorbitant amount of rates for these homes, when we're not. We're just bringing them up to code, and people, we're renting them not from the government.
You're such a saint. Do me a favor. Can you get me a medal with your dad's picture on it so I can wear it with me all the time? Because he's a saint.
He's done nothing wrong.
What? I just said he was a saint.
I like all the stuff that we've heard tonight that, I don't know a lot about the HUD business, that's for sure. But I like the stuff that we're hearing that we know isn't true. The fact that you lived in a house by yourself.
I did live there while construction was going on.
How long did you live there?
A couple months.
All right, now I heard that the HUD law is you have to live in a home for 1 year. That's the HUD law.
Here's the thing: the home was in unlivable condition until you bring it up to code, and we haven't had the home. We haven't even had the home for 1 year.
And this dormitory thing. We know you're not going to live in a dormitory with this college loan scam you're running. We know you won't. So why say I need money for that?
Here's the thing: it's up. I'm allowed by law to fill out any kind of form.
Why hasn't one person called and said, yes, Harry's doing the right thing?
Because he's well within his right.
Yes.
Because there is a bad picture being painted. The people who called up are confusing.
You're painting the picture.
Bring Wonder Boy's artwork into this.
The people who called up are confusing what me and my family are doing for some kind of scam that wealthy, really wealthy people are doing to rip off the poor, and that's not what we're doing at all.
The poor can rip off the poor, Harry. You don't have to be wealthy to rip off the poor.
Here's the thing.
Why are you sweating like an animal?
I know. Why do they put the big bright lights in your face?
We're not doing anything wrong at all.
I suggest you
why are you sweating like that then? Well, you're sweating like Elvis, the real Elvis.
I always sweat. And this shirt also it holds.
When they start grilling you, here's what I suggest you do: wear a really short skirt like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, and then just cross and uncross your legs when they're grilling you, giving you the third degree.
Maybe every once in a while they catch an eye on that nut and they end up letting you go because they're so moved by it.
Nothing.
I trim some things up.
Why don't you just go like this? He liked sex, and I liked being with him. I like pleasing. Then you can say this.
I'd sip a guy's dick.
Yeah.
You'd be saying that an awful lot.
No, what else you doing? You starting a church? You and your dad starting a church?
No, there's nothing. You see, now everyone thinks that me and my dad are these con artists who are doing everything just to, steal a buck.
Paper Moon. You and your dad are traveling around like Paper Moon.
No, I don't think there's any ingenuity to it whatsoever. I don't think there's anything clever about this. It's stealing from the government and poor people.
We're not stealing from the government. There's no money being stolen from the government. These houses they sell them to us at a very low price because they're in awful condition. We have to put our money, our capital, into buying materials for construction, hiring people to do this, to bring it up to code, paying for government fees, paying for any kind of...
But you've got more than you're allowed. That's the whole point of the argument.
Plus, there's that marble they got to get for the shell game that they're running, the 3-card Monte table. It's difficult.
Where's the lady?
Hey, Harry, follow the whore. Where's she going? Where's she going? Spin and win. Whatever it stops on is what you get.
Do you have people guess your weight?
They can't guess that high. They're Dominicans. All right, we got to take a break and catch up here. Harry, you're going to run out and get us some Armenian pizza. I'm starving.
All right, I'll get you guys some slices.
All right, Red Wagner, you're out of the doghouse with me.
Thank you.
All right, you sold out, Chuck sold out Buck, and I feel good about that.
Thanks, yeah, that's nice of you.
I didn't get into half your scams. Used cars you're telling me about all the time, illegal immigrants. I didn't know you out hardly. I backed up a couple of things you brought up.
There's one illegal immigrant we're trying to get rid of because we didn't know he was.
You told me you have him literally living in your house, your actual residence. You have illegal.
Not true.
You've had illegal people living in your house.
We've never had illegal people living.
What's
in
that
my
number
house.
for the assistant HUD secretary again? Oh, I got it.
We've never had illegal people living in my house. All right,
your front yard literally is like a car lot. There's all kinds of cars all over it.
And Lord knows where the registrations and the titles are.
You're a scammy scammerton.
It is not Sam's hot car lot, all right? Just leave it alone. There's no scams. Everyone thinks there's a scam going on. There's no scams.
Next time you want to do stand-up, go up and just tell your life story. You and Richard Pryor. You both grew up in whorehouses. We got to take a break, Fezzy. It's the Ron and Fez Show.